Hi, this is Ashley Swartz. Welcome to our first night close up at CES. I'm here with SMG Source at CES, and we are at the Act, which is a club in Palazzo. And supposedly there are things that go on here that absolutely should stay in Vegas. So it's a little dark, a little intimate. We're liking the bordello feel, and I'm very fortunate tonight to be joined by Bob Safian, MD and editor-in-chief of Fast Company. So welcome, Bob.
Well, thanks. Nice to be here.
So I know you're going to presenting some stuff tonight about specifically Generation Flux, but I kind of want to take a step back and ask you, what are you excited about? I mean, you are a voice of the industry and a voice of innovation, and I would love to hear what you're looking for and what you hope to see coming out of CES this year.
Well, CES is always a snapshot in time, right? So I'm looking for the great innovations that are going to be obsolete 2 years from now. I mean, this is part of what I think what makes CES so exciting is the constant transition of what's new and the varieties of people that come together to interact and how those different technologies will mix with each other, I think really is the interesting thing to look for going forward.
And do you think that technology is the catalyst, or innovation and technology are the catalyst today, or do you think the result of this sort of Generation Flux changing behaviors and appetites? Like, how did that dynamic play against one another?
I think those things are linked. I think the pace of change in our world has accelerated to a level that we haven't had before. There's very little indication that that's going to slow down. And Generation Flux really describes the kind of people who love that as opposed to being afraid of it. And so what we see here at CES are a lot of people who are enthusiastic about that pace of change. And some of it is driven by the people, some of it is driven by the technology. Those things marry and push each other along.
So, if you're sort of a brand or a marketer, it's what we're here with Starcom and SMG tonight. So you're a brand or a marketer, you get excited by people's voracious appetite for content and the fact that you now have, 6 platforms instead of 2 platforms to reach them. And, there are all these new touch points. But it's hard to reach folks audiences in a meaningful way today, specifically Generation Flux, because of how rapidly and fast they're moving. What are your thoughts on how to actually get to them?
I think you have to be agnostic about platform. You have to be agnostic about device. You really do have to be in as many places as you can be and be agile and flexible about where you're moving to. It is the big challenge. There are more opportunities. There's more content being created in more places than ever before. And that's terrific. That's exciting. And it's also daunting. It is.
So, I read, obviously, the magazine, and there's a lot of talk about collaboration. And I wonder if, being at CES and sort of seeing from your perspective on the industry, whether it's advertising or just technology in general, do you really feel that we're moving in a more collaborative way holistically, or are there just sort of snippets of collaborative innovation?
Well, I think what's happening is the lines between industries and between specialties are blurring and are breaking down. And that's where the collaboration is happening, and I think that's where the innovation is happening. And so the difference between a technology company and a media company, between a hardware company and a software company, all of these things are blurring. I think that's where the excitement is.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Enjoy your show.